We're also learning that Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs is asking the state bar to investigate former Attorney General Mark Brnovich.
The move follows reports that Brnovich concealed records that could have debunked claims about widespread election fraud in the 2020 election. In a letter sent to the state bar on Friday, an attorney for Hobbs accused Brnovich of unethical conduct that threatened our democracy, our state, and the legal profession itself. Numerous ethics complaints were filed this week against the former AG for his handling of the 2020 elections, according to reports. The bar oversees the professional conduct of Arizona attorneys and has the power to reprimand or strip lawyers of their license to practice law.
Now, we reached out to Brnovich about this, and right before our newscast, he told us, quote, Katie Hobbs is wrong. This is another misguided attempt by her to defame and cancel a political opponent instead of addressing the serious issues facing our state. Earlier this week, Brnovich defended what he has done as AG, saying he was doing his due diligence. All right, a couple of minutes.